So this question has really lingered in many people's mind recently, and it may look like it's a new thing that has come up, probably because of the recent court pronouncements and maybe attempts by more people to create awareness on this issue of registration of customary marriages. But really, it's nothing new, and it has been there in law. What every Kenyan need to know is that in 2014, when our current law on marriage was passed, one of the new requirements was that all marriages must be registered, including customary marriages, or what many people may call traditional marriages. And what the law provided then was that once you finish the ceremonies of a customary marriage, whether it's payment of dowry or whatever happens in your cultures, you are supposed to notify the registrar of marriages within 3 months of ending of such ceremonies. Then within 6 months, your marriage is supposed to be registered and you should get a marriage certificate. On the other hand, we had marriages which were existing then, which were not registered. So a period of 3 years was given to anybody who was in a customary marriage to register their marriages. So that was 2014, which meant that by 2017, people had to have registered their marriages. Unfortunately, of course, because of lack of awareness, many people did not register their marriages by 2017. So again, the Attorney General issued an extension of another 3 years. So from 2017 to 2020. So by 2020, everybody who was in a customary marriage was required to have registered their marriages and obtained their marriage certificates. So unfortunately, from 2020, there has been no extension, but the reality is that many people are still not yet registered their marriages, and there may be many reasons. One is ignorance of the law. I don't think this law has really been, there has been enough awareness to make sure that as many Kenyans as possible register their marriages. Secondly is the assumed complexities of registering the marriages. Many Kenyans have no idea where do they start, where even these offices of the registrars are located, are there costs, implications. Again, many people, probably even those who know the existence of the law, have not yet taken up, and others who probably could be the majority, they don't see the need why they should register their customary marriages. To them, they'll think we are just fine. You've been living together for the last 10, 20 years. Why now? Why should we register our marriages at this point? But it's good also to let you know why did this law come in? Why did it become important that we have all our marriages registered? So one, it's because of the many disputes we've had in the country relating to marriages, validity of marriages, and they trickle down to matters such as inheritance. So you find parties can spend years in court just proving to the court that they were legally married. And this, unfortunately, is more common to women who maybe after they lose their husbands, and the family of the husband says, no, we don't know her. She was not married in our family. So what happens? This lady has to spend years in court demonstrating that she was married. So to cure that gap, it's seen that it's easier and right that every person should have some proof of marriage. And even the Marriage Act itself says that the only recognized way of proving existence of a marriage is by production of a marriage certificate or a certified copy of the marriage certificate. The other problem that presents itself when there's no proof of marriage by of a certificate is issues touching on matrimonial property. That's another whole issue that can be discussed in another forum. But remember that if you want to apply for a share of matrimonial property after dissolution of a marriage, one of the conditions is that there must have been a marriage which was in existence. So if you have nothing to demonstrate, or your other spouse denies that you are married Where do you fall for? Is that you have again to spend years in court proving that you are married. So because of all these disputes touching on inheritance, succession, properties, it's always been the case that, or reasoned that, which is the right thing, that everybody should bring their marriages within the confine of the law. They should register their marriages. But again, are we saying that people who are in customary marriages and they are yet to register their marriages should not be recognized? So there is still small room where the courts are still presuming or existence of the marriage. And of course, one condition is that even if it's a customary marriages, you must demonstrate that you went through all the processes, the ceremonies undertook place, not just living together. In fact, the debate has been between cohabitation and customary marriage. There's a difference. Cohabitation is where people just come, live together. They don't undertake any ceremonies of marriage. They have not even made any step towards bringing what would be look like a marriage. But you could be in a customary marriage, but you have not registered it for one reason or the other. So for instance, you've lived together for 30 years, you have 5 children, you've been investing together. The court, we say it's a court of justice. So in a very small room, the courts are still allowing or parties to prove existence of such marriages, and such marriages may be presumed under the law, what previously would be called common law marriages. But the court's jurisprudence today is that they are saying with the time that will be history. Every person is encouraged to bring their marriages within the confines of the law, because as you've seen, if you're in a marriage which is not registered, it's voidable. And by voidable means the other party or spouse can move to court and say this marriage is not valid, or maybe if they want to deny you some rights which you'll be enjoying if you're in a lawful marriage, like a share of matrimonial property, like your right to inheritance, they can invoke the law, and depending on how the court interpret the case or your circumstances, you may end up being the loser in the long term. So it's encouraged that people learn the requirements under the law of registration of their customary marriages, and beyond that, learn the benefits of having your marriage registered. It's not just a formality, but there were gaps that the law meant to fill, which were as a result of many years of disputes which have been arising because of lack of proof of marriage.